humbling yourself and doing it with another person. And that makes sense because then we get to the gospel guts of this passage. Mary hears all this, and this is where you know this is a miracle, because no 13-year-old I know in the entire world would answer the way she answers. Behold, behold. You ever heard a 13-year-old say, behold? Whoa, eureka, yikes, wow. No, behold, I am a servant of the Lord. Let it be to me according to your word. It is profound. I don't think you can appreciate, or I can appreciate, just on one reading of that phrase, that sentence, that literally was part of the entire changing of the world. It was sort of it was an echo of Abraham by faith. It was an echo of all the saints of the Old Testament saying, yes, we will follow you, God, even though we can't see the outcome. We know a direction, we have zero idea how it's going to work out, and we're pretty sure it's filled with a lot of potholes. It's probably going to look a lot like the storm we went through. My backyard is covered in trees. How many of you lost trees during the storm, or flashing off the side of your house, or just have a big old mess in your yard? We pumped 40 buckets of water out of the basement here last week. And so we did the service on Tuesday. We had a service here, a family service, the dark before the dawn, and all the trees that had fallen in my yard, there were like 5 or 6 that were just strewn all over the yard. And I got back home that night, a couple hours later, and yet another one had fallen. And so as we walk with God, sometimes we see like the initial, yeah, that's going to be a problem. And there's going to be more. Favor with God doesn't mean just one big thing and you're through. It often means a lifetime of falling trees, lifetime of storms. And Mary's life is no picnic. It's sort of the highs and lows of faith. She gets to walk with Jesus. She gets to be Jesus' mom. She gets to hear all the things he says. She gets to see him change lives, do miracles. And yet she has a prophecy over her where a sword will pierce her son. And she knows it. And yet Mary, little Mary, who grows into an amazing Christian woman, Mary, says, behold, I'm the servant of the Lord. Let it be to me according to your word. And that's the transition point for us, right? We hear, we see, we posture ourselves before God, and that changes our heart. I guarantee that if you do that, if you look for God, if you listen for God, and you humbly put yourself before God, he is faithful to change your heart. And changing your heart looks like saying, I am the servant of God. Let it be to me everything you want it to be, God, no matter what is ahead. And how do we do that? Hearing this message, I came to Jesus. I have never not known him since. And even then, I was ready to give my life to him. I walked right down on the ice in front of an amphitheater full of teenagers. My heart said, behold, I'm yours, Jesus. Let it be whatever you want. And that's my prayer for you this Advent, that you would see, hear, and